Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Now in this video, we will be reviewing the second wave of Keepley's Let's Battle or Let's Fight Pokemon line. This is part of their smaller skilled Pokemon line. I guess we can compare them to Blacky's Class S line. And to start this wave 2, I will start with my review of Pokemon Gengar because this is one of my favorite Pokemon. And I'm really curious how it would look like. And also, unfortunately, Blockies has not created a version of this character. So, yeah, I'm really excited with this one. Now, let's start with the packaging. So, here is the front of the box. Side of the box showing Gengar with a tongue, so I guess he has an alternate face. Here are the other characters, which is part of this wave. Great, another Charizard, which I guess this is gonna be in a small scale because these are mostly in the 3-inch to 4-inch scale. Eevee, Dragonite, Marchomp, I don't know the name of that one. Here's the bottom, the top, and here is the back. Now I can't read Chinese, but I'm thinking based from this picture, he does have an alternate face fleet. Let's start with the unboxing. This feels full. Okay, so each part is also individually wrapped with plastic bag. Yeah, there's actually quite a lot in here. I guess this is their version of an art card, which is weird because it doesn't look like the card we got from the first wave. First of all, because it is square. Art cards are usually rectangle. Anyway, no complaints here. And we got here the manual. Again, this is a small scale figure, so the manual is pretty simple. Keepley's Let's Battle Pokemon are usually less articulated. Some of them are actually like statues, so I'm kind of hoping that this Gengar actually has articulation. And based from this picture, I guess his hands and his legs are both articulated, which I guess is the most we can wish for this character's design. Yeah, it does look that he has articulation. Because from the first wave, there are a lot of characters there that have no articulation. Example, this Pikachu. The only thing that moves here is the tail. So it's practically a statue. Even the head doesn't move. Another example is Meowth. Now I love how this Meowth look, but articulation wise, he can move his hands, he can move his head, but yeah, that can move, but the legs are fixed. Guess the tail could move too. Yep. Yeah. So articulation is not really the best suit of this line. Here are all of the parts that we need in order to build Gengar. So let us start with the build. So let's put this. I guess it has to be in a specific angle. Why am I having a hard time putting this? Okay, maybe it's the reverse. Okay, I think I got it. There. I'm actually wondering why this part is created separately. Why didn't they just continue the design? Okay, I guess this will be the skeleton part that is gonna hold the hand and the legs. That fit very well there. And now we cover it with the front of the body, the one with the face. Okay, sorry guys, old man here with four eyes, and I'm having a hard time doing this behind the camera. There, I guess we did it. Now let us build the hands, which is made of two pieces. I guess you have to combine them on a specific angle. There, one down. Now let's go with the other one here. Again, guys, sorry, old man eyes. Come on, Dennis, you can do this. There. Now we can combine it there. Now the other side. And here's the other one. And those are his hands. Now let us build the legs, which is composed of three parts. I guess this is gonna be the one for the joint. There. There. Let us connect this. Sorry guys, again as I said, old mayonnaise, and yep, we can do this. There. Sorry guys, having a hard time doing this. Small parts. There. This should not have been that hard. Now let's go with the other leg. Again, you can do this, Dennis. Come on. Yep, I guess the second time is better. I guess I did this faster. There, we're done. Now the satisfaction of combining it with the body. Okay, Gengar is starting to look good. Now he has two alternate teeth. I guess this is the one with the tongue out. So if you want to display him with the tongue out, you can use this one. But I guess for now, I'd prepare the one without the tongue out. Okay, I guess that finishes Gengar. Now let's start building the base. So let's connect this two part, which will be the main base. Now let us connect the ghostly effect parts. There. Now this has a specific shape, so combine that. Now it comes in two parts, so you have to also combine this. That actually looks pretty good. Now to finish the whole effect line, you connect this here. Come on, eyes, don't peel me now. There. And then there are two tabs here which you also need to connect. There. If I may say, guys, this is one of the best base that Keeppley has actually provided for this Let's Battle or Let's Fight line. And yeah, that's the full figure with this base. Scale wise, this figure stands at 3.25 inches up to the top of his head, or 8 centimeters. This figure actually looks pretty good. As far as the sculpt and details, I guess this is a very good representation of Gengar. And articulation wise, I guess that's the best you can do based from the design of this character. This is definitely gonna be my main Gengar now on my display shelf. Okay, let's have another closer look. And again, I think Keepley did a good job in designing this character. This is a pretty good looking Gengar. And checking at the articulation, hand articulation, it's there. Leg articulation is there. So it can even sit down. So you can even post him sitting down. So yeah, Keepley's, despite of the fact of how minimal the design is, I guess for Gengar, it is all you need. That's all the articulation you can have from him. Now my problem is how do you change that teeth? It is pressed very deep there. So how do I do when I want to replace it with the tongue? I guess this is gonna be the design flaw because I guess I'm gonna have to open it up just to replace it. Okay, I just removed the hands and the legs now because I'm gonna be opening it up. If you build Gundam, you're gonna be familiar with this tool. It's actually used to open up model kits. Now I have to be careful when using this because I don't want to break any of the connecting joint. So you better be careful. Again, I think this is a design flaw because they gave us the option to, you know, replace his expression with the tongue coming out. But I think this is too much reopening and then rebuilding the figure just to replace it with the alternate mouth. Yeah, I think we're there. Let me try it. See, there isn't really anything here you can connect to in order to remove it directly. I guess you really have to open it up again. And you have to be careful, especially on this side, because the connection here are very small or very thin. They might break out. So you better do it like this. Okay, there. Yeah, I'm correct. You have to open it up in order to replace this because when you open it up, you can simply press that there and it's out. Now you can replace it with the expression with the tongue coming out. But again, this is a design flaw because this is just too much work opening it up again just to replace that. They should have thought a better way or simpler way of doing this without disassembling it again. Now for some size comparison, here he is next to other Pokemon in Wave 1, which includes Pikachu, Meowth, and Ash Greninja. That is actually the best one on Wave 1, Ash's Greninja. Here he is next to some of Blocky's Class S Pokemon, which is Squirtle, Charmander, and Pikachu. Yeah, Keepley's Let's Battle line is a little bigger compared to Blocky's Class S Pokemon line. And here he is next to Keepley's Pokemon Adventure line, which is their bigger scale Pokemon, which really needs a wave too. I mean, just look at that Blastoise and Venusaur. Until Blockies made their own version of Blastoise and Venusaur, these are my favorite version of the character. And definitely always will always be on my shelf. Again, please, wave 2 of this Pokemon Adventure line. Anyway, here they are next to Let's Battle Pokemon Gengar. And finally, here he is next to Keepley's Charizard and also Blocky's Charizard. The bigger one on the left is Keepley's Charizard, and the smaller one on the right is Keepley's Charizard. Keepley's is around 6 inches and Blocky's is around 5 inches. Anyway, here they are next to Gengar for size comparison. Overall, I think this is still a pretty good addition to your Pokemon collection. For Gengar, I think Kiplis did a good job designing it. He does have enough articulation to represent the character. The only thing that I really don't like is that you have to disassemble him in order to replace him with the alternate mouth with the tang out or the one without the tang out. Aside from that, yeah, I think this is a pretty good figure from Keeppley. Anyway, guys, if you reached this part of my video, thanks a lot. If you like my videos, please don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one.